You're here with CanadianProFighter.com at Adrenaline Training Center on Adrenaline's week off. We're here to see Chris the Menace Clements. He's here to meet us with us to talk about what's going on with Chris, his last fight, and what's going on with Mikhail Wedderborn. Showtime, calling him out. Chris the Menace Clements. He started at work on one of the hottest days of the summer. Chris, you had a little bit of a setback last time. You fought a real tough opponent, John Alessio. You were beating him pretty much the whole way till the end. But can you tell us what happened there?
He caught me in a guillotine that I never seen before. I had no idea what was going on. I was trying to get up, and next thing I know, he kind of looked like he was giving me a lap dance. And I didn't even realize his hand was around my neck until I tried to get up, and then when I fell on my back, it was too late. He had me caught. But I had to cut 26 pounds to that fight in about 30 hours. So I ended up in the hospital 3 days later for fluid overload. I weighed in at 168, and 3 days later I was 214. So not doing that anymore. I just had a new strength and conditioning coach, and he had me lifting a lot of weights, and I just couldn't get my weight down. So I almost killed myself to make weight, and my head just wasn't in the game. So I'll work my way back up, and hopefully I get a rematch, and things will be different next time.
Oh, I'm sure they will, and you could tell that he didn't want anything to do with your standing. You said you had a bit of trouble. You went into the hospital. I was going to ask you about that. There's something to do with your cells were destroyed or cells were crushed or something, and you ballooned up. Can you tell us a little bit about that? That's not something that normally happens.
The doctor said that essentially I did what like a construction worker would do when something heavy falls on him, is I dehydrated myself so fast that I I crushed my body. And he said that I forget exactly how he worded it, but basically I cracked the tissue of my body was cracked. And I was leaking enzymes throughout my body, so I was kind of swelling up. And it didn't help that I had elbow surgery 2 days after my fight. And they had to put me under for that surgery, and they had give me IV. And then they gave me medicine that was kind of not letting me it kind of messed up my kidneys. So I had a lot of things that were going on that contributed to it. So
yeah, it sounds like it might have been a little bit of a mess. So now there's, looking onto the future, there's just this recent Fighting Spirit event, Meltdown in Oneida. A lot of great fights, a lot of great fighters at that event. Your teammates did well. James Huerk, contender, now is 135 contender for the title. He won against Dennis Purick in an impressive submission victory. Also, we had Alex Pecker-Gasson. He had a big fight with Mikhail Showtime Wedderburn. After that, there's a little bit of brouhaha in the cage. And it's been on tape now that he's been calling you out. Do you have anything to say about that?
Mikhail has called me out a couple times. He's not in the proper ways. He used to send me messages on my Facebook talking some gangster stuff to me about his fists flying like AK and things. But I was offered to fight him before, and he'd only fight me in kickboxing. He wouldn't fight me MMA. That was according to Fighting Spirit when I tried to fight him there before. And then I had a fight scheduled with him. I asked ringside for him. And they said he pulled out of that fight. So after him and Alex had their draw, which turned into a strange win, I took it upon myself to go in and call him out right there. I knew he'd accept. He's a game opponent. I've trained with him a few times. He talks a lot of smack, and his name's Showtime. He just puts on his show. I do respect him. He is a stand-up guy, and he's a pretty nice guy. But I'm looking forward to fighting him because out of all the welterweights in Canada, I think he's the only one that would actually, I don't know if I call it brave enough or stupid enough to stand up and fight with me on his feet. So I'm looking forward to that fight.
Oh, we are too, and I don't know if he should stand up with you or not, but I mean, I'm pretty sure if he goes to the ground, it might be a different story too. So yeah, he's a big welterweight, and you hit a lot harder, so it's going to be an interesting fight. I'm not going to make any predictions. I don't want to look biased or anything. So yeah, we're looking forward to that. There's been a few organizations courting that matchup. Do you know where that might happen?
I'm on a 3-fight contract with W1 right now, so I'm guessing it'll happen in W1. I've sent the video of his little rap-a-thon to Jack Bateman and asked him for that match, and he pretty much sounded like it was going to happen. So hopefully it happens in November for W1. Kind of looking forward to Mikhail's antics, actually, because the Menace hasn't been out in a long time. I've had a lot of fights lately, but haven't been myself. I'm more fighting not to lose than fighting to win, and I know he'll piss me off to the point where I just go in there like my old self and go for the fury and just let it happen. So I'm looking forward to Menace coming out again and putting a beat down on somebody.
Oh yeah, we are too. We're looking very forward to that. I'm sure Mikhail will have something to say too about this. He contacted us recently. He really wants this fight. So we're gonna hopefully that happens and it happens soon.